There are a ton of unique locations in Fallout 4, and due to Bethesda doing such a good job at world building and environmental storytelling, most of the locations in Fallout 4 are so much more than they appear to be. So in this video, I want to go over the top 10 scariest locations in Fallout 4. Starting off with the Pickman Gallery. When you come here for the first time, you will encounter a bunch of raiders patrolling outside of the gallery that will attack you as soon as they see you. This by itself can be kind of stressful, but once you head inside of the gallery, it will get even worse. Inside of the gallery, you will overhear some raiders discussing that they are looking for a man named Pickman who has been hunting their group of raiders, and their leader Slab wants him dead.
Slippery bastard got away before, but Slab won't leave a man breathing after he's hunted our crew.
I heard Pickman skinned Roy alive after he snatched him. Let the rats get at him. Gives me the creeps just thinking about it.
No joke. The faster we clip this asshole, the better. Always feels like something's watching me in here.
After dealing with that first group of raiders, you will be able to explore the first section of the gallery that will be full of disturbing paintings of eyes. And you will see some gruesome scenes of dead raiders on medical tables and the heads of raiders on pikes. On the bodies of some of these raiders, you will find a note called Pickman's calling card. And when you open it, you will find a bloody heart with the words "Pickman was here, find me if you dare" written beside it. This will quickly make the area a lot creepier, and the paintings make it feel like you are always being watched. When moving deeper into Pickman's gallery, you will reach the underground sewer section. But before going into the sewers, you will come across the final painting, and down the stairs below it, you will find a pile of raider bodies with more of the Pickman's calling cards on them. Then you can make your way through the dark and creepy sewer tunnels and fight more raiders along the way, until finally reaching the end of the tunnels where Pickman and Slab will be talking. Now after everything you have seen here, you can decide to either kill or protect Pickman. Both choices will lead you to finding Pickman's safe back in the first room of the gallery, and in that safe you will find Pickman's blade, which will presumably be his weapon of choice when murdering the raiders that are found in the gallery. Now lore-wise, Pickman was a serial killer that really didn't like raiders and would hunt them down or lure them to his gallery, then display their bodies amongst his strange art, making Pickman's gallery a very creepy place.
A small disagreement. They objected to my hobby of collecting their heads.
Pickman's gallery may be a very creepy place, but it has nothing on some of the other locations that will be in this video. But location number 2 will be the DB Technical High School. At first glance, this location will seem like just a normal abandoned building taken over by raiders. But after stepping inside, you will see just how creepy this building is. Raiders can be seen and heard walking around the building, and the PA system in the building seems to be playing announcements from before the war.
Please remind your parents that the loading zone on Tremont is for buses only.
As you slowly make your way through the high school to avoid the traps laid out by the raiders, you will see the bodies of innocent settlers hanging from hooks and chains. Then you will be swarmed by raiders. This is pretty normal in the world of Fallout until you reach the swimming pool in the basement. Here you will find Bosco, who is the leader of the gang that has taken over the DB Technical High School. He will be sitting in a chair in the dark surrounded by other raiders and turrets, and wearing a big mascot helmet that makes him even creepier. After you deal with Bosco, you can take that mascot helmet for yourself, and you can read the nearby terminal to learn that Bosco was bitten by one of the guard dogs in the high school and ended up getting rabies and going crazy. The next location that we will talk about in this video is the Warren Theater. Due to this being an unmarked location, most people will never step foot inside of the theater, and because of this, they miss out on a strange sight. The first room of the theater is pretty much what you would expect, a concession stand with cash registers and snacks, but the elevator behind that will take you to the theater floor, where it appears a play was going on with mannequins. But you may notice something strange at the back. A synth will be hiding behind the mannequins and trying to blend in, waiting to ambush you. Seeing as this is just one synth, it really won't be much of a challenge for you, but if you aren't expecting it, it can startle you. But the next location will take it a step further. That location will be the Sandy Cove's convalescent home. When you enter this location, you will be greeted by a robot, and if you have even a tiny bit of charisma, you can pass the speech check and tell the robot that you are checking in. This will give you a key to a bedroom at the back of the location. After you enter that room, you will hear something happen at the front door, and when you go to check it out, you will see that a group of synths has followed you in and are shooting the robots and cats in the location and trying to hunt you down. Due to being outnumbered, you will have to navigate the building, which is basically one big dark maze, to evade those synths and slowly take them out one at a time, while also trying your hardest to protect the cats that live in the building. The fifth creepy location that I will be showing you in this video will be the Suffolk County Charter School. Outside of this school, you will see something pretty unique, which will be pink ghouls. This is unique as this will be the only place that you will see these pink ghouls in Fallout 4, so you will instantly start wondering what happened to them. If you enter the school, you will find even more of these pink ghouls and a new food item called pink paste. And after exploring the school and reading the terminals and listening to the holotapes, you will start to put it all together.
Good morning, teachers and students. It is another great week here at Suffolk County Charter School. I hope everyone is getting their costumes together for the annual Halloween festival. I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that no outside food is to be brought on campus as of this week. This goes for faculty as well as students. We have received generous donations for our implementation of the Nutrition Alternative Paste Program. We owe our benefactors strict adherence to the rules they have set forth. Thank you for your attention. This is Principal Hudson signing off. Good morning, teachers and students. It is a fabulous Wednesday here at Suffolk County Charter School. The Glee Club is having their seasonal bake sale today, so stop by and show your support so we can send our team to the regionals. Remember, actual baked goods are forbidden on school grounds, so they will be selling colorful cups for your food paste. Oh, also, we will be having a school assembly during second period tomorrow on the dangers of strangers by Jangles, the moon monkey himself. Once again, we would like to thank our benefactors from the NAPP program for allowing us to have such a big star come and speak to you kids. We owe our benefactors strict adherence to the rules they have set forth. This is Principal Hudson signing off. Have a great day. Happy Friday all. The NAPP program launched this week with success, but not without problems. I hate to have to throw away your mother's carefully packed lunches, but I am afraid we must put our foot down on this issue. I am assured all of you will get used to the flavor of the paste. Also, I have been informed that flavor varieties will be on their way pending continued success of the program. How exciting! To those complaining, I will repeat. There are absolutely no psychological or physical side effects from participation in the NAPP. Any observed effect is assuredly psychosomatic and possibly related to a lack of trust in the government. Remember, our participation in the NAPP not only helps our school, but in the long run benefits our nation. Thank you for your attention. This is Principal Hudson signing off.
This school was chosen for an experiment, where the children at the school had their food replaced with this pink paste that they were forced to eat, which turned them pink. So when the bombs dropped and they eventually turned into ghouls, they ended up having pink skin. From here on, the areas that I will be showing you will start to become a lot scarier. The next location will be the Fens street sewer. To get into this location, you will need to enter the manhole that will be on the street, and it will have a skeleton beside it, which is already a bad sign of what's to come. Immediately upon entering the Fens street sewer, you will find skeletons propped into strange positions, which will resemble displays similar to what we saw in the Pickman gallery. And after you listen to the first holotape, you will start to understand what is happening.
Here we are, detective. If you followed my instructions, you're alone. And well, if you aren't, I've already left. You better be alone. Well, come on in. I've put my work on display down here, and I'd very much like you to see it. I want you to appreciate your surroundings, detective. I can only be myself in a place like this. Life up there is exhausting. Every day you smile at people who don't care about you one way or another because that is what you do. Down here, I really get to live. I'm happy to share it with you today, detective. I am getting so anxious about our meeting, detective. You know, I think I have only ever wanted someone to know me. And really, I can't think of anyone who knows me as well as you do. I am your object of fascination, and you have become mine. It's humbling, detective. I didn't want to hurt you, detective. I didn't want to hurt you, but you hurt me first. Now I know you didn't mean those things you said, and I forgive you, detective. It doesn't matter anymore. Now you're here with me. And we have all the time in the world to get to know each other.
The Fens street sewer was the home of the Fens Phantom, who was a prolific serial killer in Boston before the Great War, who was presumed to have killed at least 24 people. At the time, no one knew that the sewers was the Fens Phantom hideout, but it does seem like there was one detective who was hunting the Fens Phantom, as all of the holotapes in this area are addressed to that detective, and they lead up to what would have been a confrontation between the Fens Phantom and the detective. But regardless of all of that, the Fens street sewer will instantly put you on edge, as it is a dark, creepy area full of ghouls, traps, and strange mannequins. All of this will just continue to stress you out and make you feel like you're being followed until you reach the end. The 7th location will be the Kendall Hospital. Now at first glance, this will seem like just a normal hospital that the raiders have taken over, and there aren't any holotapes or terminals that will really explain what happened in the Kendall Hospital. But by looking at the bodies that are piled up in this location, you can put together that this was a railroad hideout that was attacked by synths. And then raiders showed up and cleared out both the remaining railroad agents and the synths. And they are currently in the process of cleaning up their bodies and throwing them into the basement, which may seem weird until you see what's in the basement. The basement is the home of a deathclaw that the raiders are feeding the railroad agent bodies to keep it happy and presumably keep it as a pet until they need it. But navigating through the hospital and going into the basement without knowing about the deathclaw can be pretty stressful, as you will feel like there is a threat around every corner waiting to jump out at you. Location number 8 is the Museum of Witchcraft. The name alone is pretty scary, as you will start to wonder what you will find inside. The front door of this location will be locked, so to get into the museum you will need to enter the cellar from the side of the building. Near the door of that cellar you will find a gunner body with a holotape on it, which will get you prepared for what you may encounter inside.
Jeffries, Lee got the recorder working. So this is the sort of detail you had in mind when you signed up for the gunners? hauling luggage from Linwood's for some robot butler. What was his name? Wellington? Wellingham?
Not now, Private. Where's Connors? He's not at his post.
Oh, sorry, sir. The lieutenant said he found some tracks. Wanted to check them out. Private Martin.
Tracks? What track? What the hell is that?
Oh my... Connors! Where's the rest of him?
Jesus. Found us. Sergeant Lee, grab the case. Do not let that thing out of your sight. Everyone inside the museum, now!
Major! Major, what found us?
After you enter the cellar, you will instantly be on the edge of your seat as you hear something big walking around on the floor above you. And to top it off, you will be hit by a few jump scares as you navigate through the basement of the cellar until you reach the main floor. And here you will find some very creepy mannequins on display, and then you will see a large albino deathclaw coming around the corner. After you deal with that deathclaw, you can explore the museum, and in the bathroom you will find a pristine deathclaw egg and the final holotape.
A nest full of deathclaw eggs. A dozen, maybe more. Smashed to bits. Except this one. No wonder they wouldn't tell us what was in that case. If I'd known, I would have personally told the gunner bosses and that glorified liquor cabinet Wellingham to take those Diamond City caps and stuff them. I guess we know why the Deathclaw tracked us all the way from Linwood's now. They stole our damn kids. Christ. Maybe if we just return the eggs. Oh, hey, Mama. You looking for this?
It seems like the gunners were paid to retrieve some deathclaw eggs from a nearby nest until they noticed that they were being followed by the deathclaw that you just fought. Then they ran into the museum to get away from the deathclaw, which clearly didn't work. The 9th location will be Dunwich Borers. This is another location that will appear to be harmless, but that will completely change once you enter the underground tunnels. At first you will have to deal with raiders and the traps that they have laid out, but about halfway through it will turn into some dark and scary tunnels filled with ghouls that seem to come out of nowhere. And as you progress through the tunnels, something strange will happen. You will start to get flashbacks from the past, and you will see what the Dunwich Borers was like before the war. And at the end of the tunnel you will get another vision of what appears to be a sacrificial ritual, then you will snap out of it and be swarmed by ghouls. After you listen to the holotapes and read the terminals, you will realize that the Dunwich Borers was purchased to be a profitable marble quarry.
Bob at Station 1. We all know he takes his job very seriously. His bullet point updates bug the hell out of me. My gut tells me to figure out something's going on down here sooner rather than later. Please advise.
Tim, good job on keeping things under wraps. We've taken your advice and have asked the other project managers to meet you at Station 4. Stall them if they arrive before we get there. They haven't been told anything. We are very close to accomplishing our goal. Please be patient. You will be rewarded in time.
But in reality, the company that purchased the quarry was actually digging here to find an ancient temple. And when they found it, they lured all of the workers to the temple and sacrificed them. And you can even jump into the hole at the end of the tunnel to find Krem's tooth, which is the weapon that was used for those sacrifices. And the final location, which I feel is the scariest out of all of them, is the Grandchester Mystery Mansion. This is an attraction found in Nuka World. When you get here, you will instantly notice a little girl standing in the window above the front door. And you may dismiss it as just a display for the attraction, but once you enter the mansion, you will see that little girl walk into a room. And then you will learn about what happened in this house through the narrator that will guide you through the attraction.
Story of the Grandchester Mystery Mansion begins
this very room, her mother read her stories by Shelley and Poe and histories of the Borgias. With no friends to speak of, she would capture small animals to play with. Their skins were found nailed to the undersides of the furniture. Morticia was soon convinced her daughter was possessed. Hannibal was certain he could beat the evil out of her. Morticia complained every morning of ghostly chills afflicting her in this very hall. Taking the advice of her psychic, she persuaded Hannibal to build fireplaces to drive the spirits from it. Of any guests, Morticia's psychic insisted that Lucy could be saved by driving out her evil spirits. Rooms such as this one were built to confuse the spirits, making it more difficult for them to find Lucy. One morning, Hannibal came in here to find a doll that looked suspiciously like him, swinging from a noose. Climbing on the ceiling furniture is strictly prohibited.
Commencing
Hannibal's
attack on
face quick. Lucy put mice in the stew. This is also where Lucy first attempted to kill her parents by poisoning the dessert. Hannibal walked with a cane after that. Lucy quickly learned to stay out of range of his swing. As we pass back through the parlor, notice the stairway going nowhere. This was yet another attempt by Morticia to confuse the evil spirits possessing her daughter. Madame Scarlata conducted seances in this room for Morticia in an attempt to drive the evil spirits from her daughter. Lucy would sit in the room above this one and knock on the ceiling during seances. Madame Scarlata once accused the little girl of trying to push her down the stairs. There is no need to be scared. Modern science has proven that ghosts are not real and seances are fake. When the Grandchester Mystery Mansion was sold at auction, several trick candles were found here. Please proceed to the next room. After impaling his foot with a rusty spike that was mysteriously driven into his shoe, Hannibal came to Lucy's room to punish her for the prank. We'll never know for sure how it happened, but he was found with a pair of scissors driven through his eye and into his brain. Lucy claimed she was holding them in self-defense as he tried to beat her with his cane. She said he tripped and fell onto the scissors. When asked why his fingers had all been cut off, she replied that it was so he couldn't hold the cane again. Lucy's mother was found dead in the master bedroom with a cloth doll stuffed in her mouth. Her wrists had rope burns, but no ropes were ever found. Lucy insisted that the doll was solely responsible because Morticia wouldn't give her a kiss goodnight. Lucy was committed to an asylum. On her 18th birthday, she escaped. 9 days was found hanging in the attic, dead from an apparent suicide.
At the end of the attraction, you will face off against a gunner that has started to live in the mansion and used it as a way to lure in innocent people and rob them. But at one point while he was living there, he mentions that he was hearing a girl laugh, and then just blames it on a malfunctioning assaultron. If you go into the attic, you will get another glimpse of the little girl as she runs to a nearby door that leads to a wall. And if you go outside and look back at the window, you will see that she is gone, meaning you could have just been following a ghost through a haunted mansion. And those are, in my opinion, the top 10 scariest locations in Fallout 4. But I would love to know which of these locations you thought was the scariest in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.